Great. Welcome back, everyone. It's now time to bring in our guests. This hour features the Upper Valley Region nonprofits, and joining me are Eileen Lambert of Listen Community Services, Melissa Valcourt of the Spark Community Center, and Heidi Reynolds of Ava Gallery and Art Center. And our other guests, frankly, are the viewers, people who are watching the live stream on Facebook. If you would like to submit your comments, maybe about what you see in the Upper Valley, I'll try to keep an eye on them and have you be part of the conversation too. So anyway, I think let's go ahead and get started with Melissa. Melissa, can you tell us a little bit more about Spark?
Absolutely. Thank you. Spark was founded in 2014 with the mission to welcome in place where the life of all persons of different abilities are enriched through the sense of community. Our vision is to be a vibrant center that embraces a diverse, integrated community where all participants are inspired to realize their fullest potential. Our purpose is to serve as a drop-in community center where individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities can feel welcome at all times, where they find programming that focuses both on building skills for independence and building skills towards belonging to a group, encouraging participants to lead happy and fulfilling lives within the Upper Valley area. Mentoring opportunities are always available at Spark, and we allow members of the entire community to engage with a diverse group of individuals. Spark's beneficiaries are individuals with disabilities, their families, their caregivers, and everyone in the Upper Valley who benefits from having a strong, safe, diverse, and inclusive community. The average person with intellectual and developmental disabilities has a social network consisting of 2 friends, not counting their family and caregivers. For comparison, the average neotypical person averages more than 200 friends in the social networks. Try to imagine life without friends, without the friends and acquaintances we all take for granted sometimes, and you'll understand the importance of a place like Spark Community Center. We make everybody feel welcome, and we count on donors to keep Spark Community Center going. So this event today is a very important event for us, along with many, many organizations, and I'm happy part of this community. I'm going to pass it on now to the next person. Thank you.
Great. Well, Melissa, thank you so much. I'm really glad that Spark could join us today for the Upper Valley live stream. And so next, let's check in with Heidi Reynolds from Ava Gallery and Art Center in Lebanon. How are you doing today, Heidi?
She's muted.
Oh,
was Heidi muted?
Heidi, let's see if Heidi's muted. How about we check in? How about we check in with Eileen right now? How does that sound, Heidi? All right, so Heidi's gonna
I think we can hear Heidi now.
Oh, we got Heidi.
Can you hear me now?
There? Oh, yeah. Excellent. All right. So
okay, great.
Heidi.
Sorry.
Good to have you here.
Okay. I just showed my age, huh? I've been multitasking, trying to post to our Facebook and Instagram accounts, reminding our constituents of things that Melissa reminded me to say. So first of all, thank you to everyone who's donated to Ava, to Spark, to Listen, to Rebels North so far. We're really appreciative of your help and your support. A little bit about Ava Gallery and Art Center. We are located in Lebanon, New Hampshire, right on the green. A great place to visit because we are the center of a lot of arts organizations, a lot of community service organizations, great restaurants, great outdoor things to do. So come see us in Lebanon, New Hampshire. We have a 45,000 square foot building dedicated to 2-dimensional art making. There's massive galleries with 13-foot high ceilings and expansive wall spaces, tons of light. It's a really great place to be in the winter. In this building, we have 4 teaching studios. So we teach painting, we teach drawing, we teach digital arts. I mean, people are making amazing things with computers and iPads. And even their phones. And then we have another building out back, which is part of our campus, and it was christened in 2017, and it's dedicated just to 3-dimensional sculpture and art making. So there's a clay studio, there's a stone carving studio, a metalworking studio, and a woodworking studio. So we basically have it all here. We do printmaking too. And so we are dedicated to offering affordable art education to the public. We are here to support visual artists, so professional artists who are trying to make a living doing this and putting these beautiful artworks that you see behind me in your living rooms and your offices. We have, aside from the galleries where we sell the artwork, we have what we call the Members Gallery or the Shop at Ava. So we sell artwork online at theshopatava.com. And also in a cute space that used to be known as the Members Gallery here at Ava, which it represents, well, we have 150 members who are artist members right now. And that keeps growing because we offer promotion and exposure for those artists. And aside from that, we offer free community programming. So for those who can't afford to take art classes, for those who feel marginalized, for those who need a social outlet or a sense of community, we open up our doors to offer free community programs that are grant funded or funded by very generous donors who have a mission to provide to our community. So in particular, we have programs for adults with special needs. So we see folks from Spark here. We see folks from Special Needs Support Center. We have programs for toddlers. We have programs for families, programs for senior citizens, which have are bursting through the seams right now. So you can imagine from the pandemic how isolated everyone's been. And we also have a program for middle school kids and are in the works of putting together a program for high school kids as well to give them eventually training so that they can apply to or start working in the visual arts when they graduate from high school. So professional level training for those students who don't have exposure in their high schools. So there's a lot that we do here, more than just making art, although we have a ton of fun. We have events, we have storytelling events, we host dance groups, we host poetry readings, we host so many different things. So, and all of that takes the support of a lot of people, not just financially, but volunteers as well. So we're thankful for everyone who gives us their time, their talent, their treasure, and their blood, sweat, and tears.
Well, that's fantastic, Heidi. I mean, Rebels North is also an arts organization. I'll talk about us a little bit later, but it really is amazing to see how Lebanon is transforming thanks to the arts, and Ava has been around for a while and really is kind of was kind of the start of that. So thank you, Heidi, and thank you, Ava. So I'd like to now
50 years in 2023. Yeah.
50 years. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that long. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Well, that's great. So, and now Eileen Lambert of Listen Community Services. Listen does so much. I mean, I don't know if you can even like put it in an elevator speech, but what do you want to tell us about Listen, Eileen?
Well, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary next year. So Listen is 50 years in Lebanon at first and now in the entire Upper Valley, helping people deal with the crises that occur in their lives. And sometimes that crisis is a need for food. Sometimes it's a need for heat in the winter. Sometimes it's a need for help with their electric bill. Poverty can hit in many, many different ways. And Listen is there to help everybody in the Upper Valley with those needs. Now, the unemployment that was attendant on the pandemic, we all know hit the service industries probably the hardest in the Upper Valley because of people quarantining. And of course, the people that work in the service industry are generally the least well-paid people in any given community. So the traffic in our food pantry and at our community dinner hall literally doubled when the pandemic hit and its attendant poverty. So we were on our toes every minute. We have served 47,000 meals out of our community dinner hall since July 1st. And we've had about 3,200 people visit our food pantry in that same allotment of time. And that's almost twice what it was a year ago. So it has a big impact on us. And our goal as an organization is to never say no. to a person who comes to us in need, whether they need food or clothing or heat help or mental health services, or they can't figure out childcare, they can't figure out what to do with their elderly parents. That's what we're here for. Now, most people know that we have a thrift store, or we have a couple of thrift stores. There's one in White River, there's one in Canaan, and there's one in the Miracle Mile. Those thrift stores produce about 25% of the money we actually need to run our programs. So we are incredibly reliant on the generosity of the people in the Upper Valley to make sure that when a person calls, no matter what their need is, we can say, we're listening, we're here for you. Thanks.
That's excellent. Well, Eileen, you mentioned that community dinner hall. I've been to that hall. Rebels has played some music there, and it really is a lovely, lovely space. It really is warm and inviting, and makes people just sort of feel valued. So it's just one of the amazing things that you do. And I'm not surprised to hear that it's been a remarkable year for you. So I'll just tell a little bit about Rebels North very quickly, and then I want to hear more about people's experiences the past years and how your organizations have been resilient. So Rebels North, we're actually kind of the new kid around here. We've only been around since 1975, so 46 years and counting, something like that. And our mission is to connect the community through theatrical, dance, and musical experiences that bring the world's cultural traditions and celebrations to life. So we are known for community, we are known for tradition, and we are known for celebration. Since 1975, we've been best known for producing the Christmas Revels every December. The first production was 1975 in Hanover, and that production moved to Lebanon in 2019, in part because we were excited about what's happening in the arts community there. And we also, along with Christmas Revels, we offer year-round, all-ages programming that strives to be available for people of all income levels, including our longtime Summer Revels Festival, the community choruses, the community dances, pub sings, and traditional music jam sessions. And really at the core of our mission is the art of participation. If you've ever been to our Christmas Revels show, you know that part of the show is people in the audience singing along and dancing along. And we believe that all people in this community, young and old, the BIPOC community, the LGBTQ plus community, people with disabilities, people of all income levels, can be part of this experience, can sing and dance and be part of the Rebels experience together. And our vision is really to use music and dance to bring together the entire community. And while we focus on traditions from around the world, one of our big goals is for people from throughout the region and throughout New Hampshire to kind of become better familiar with each other through the connections that come from our programs. So anyway, that is what we do. If you want to go to our website, rebelsnorth.org, to learn a little bit more about us, we'd love to tell you more. So I do want to go ahead and, we have about 8 minutes left. I want to check in with everybody about, it's obviously been a challenging year with COVID-19. We're not out of the woods yet, but there are signs of light. And I want to just sort of get sort of stories from each of you about sort of how your organization has been resilient and responded and served the community during COVID. So Melissa, should we get back to you? You have a story to tell?
Sure. So for us at Spark Community Center, we had to shut the center down to in-person back in March, obviously, like most everybody else. And we had to really adapt and bring all our programming online virtually. So we have done so through Zoom, obviously, great platform, thank God for that. And we have gained actually new participants through this experience. So that's pretty awesome stuff. And we have done all of our programming for the past, 8-9 months, all virtual, and stayed in contact that way to be safe. However, we are reopening our center to in-person within another week and a half. So I'm pretty excited about that, but that's we've adapted throughout COVID and tried to just be a resource for anybody that needed it.
Well, that is super, and good luck with the opening of the new space. I mean, that is, that's really exciting, and also, another good thing that's happening in downtown Lebanon. So Melissa, congratulations on getting through this past year. Heidi, how about Ava? I know that Ava's mission is to bring people inside to look at art, and so tell us how you responded.
Well, we really miss our opening receptions.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that. We throw some smash bang parties here at AVA. 200 to 300 people would come a night on an opening night for an exhibition. So that has not been going on, obviously. We're doing things like everyone else virtually. So virtual exhibitions, everything's online. I'll give another plug for the shop@ava.com. You can click and buy artwork. And that's been surprising for us because we never thought that we'd be able to sell artwork online before, because it's a very aesthetic thing that you usually want to see in person, but people are doing it and we're thrilled because it's supporting the artists who are trying to make a living. Every artist who's supported by AVA is one less person that probably walks through the door of Listen Center for a meal or some services. We also have shifted to doing really creative community events. So this past April and May, I'm really thrilled to say that we recognize the fact that performing artists have been completely 100% shut down since the beginning of the pandemic, and they are suffering just as much as everybody else, if not more. So we had residencies here at AVA for dancers. And because we had these beautiful gallery spaces that weren't being crowded with people, we had Mumos, M-U-M-O-S, is a dance company that is based in New York. They found AVA and they performed 14 different times here in the galleries, along with spending a month here using our spaces to rehearse, to teach classes, to learn choreography for projects that they're planning for this summer. Because you can imagine a dancer who is trying to keep in shape and to choreograph and dance in a 300 square foot apartment that they're sharing with a roommate it doesn't happen very well, right? So we're really thrilled to be able to offer that opportunity. And other ways, our senior art program I mentioned before is just bursting through the seams. And again, it was rocky at the start. We had seniors who were really reticent and tentative about using the technology, but through consistent messaging from us, through talking them through how do you turn on your laptop and get Zoom going, and how do you make sure everyone can hear you and see you. The testimonies from this group of people have been amazing because, and just like Melissa said, we've gained people participating, but they've also gained an intimacy that they never had before. Whereas it would be 30 people in a room up on the second floor, and they would each break into smaller groups of 2 or 3 people and have their conversations during the program. When you're on Zoom, you have to listen to everybody. And so people who have been coming and sharing in senior art for 10, 15, 20 years got to know each other on such an intimate level. And it's been so much more about the art making. That's secondary. The first and primary goal for this group since the pandemic has been to feel like they're heard, that they understand, that they have a community, and then that they're not alone. So it brings tears to my eyes to think about how that has served all of the communities that we're engaging with online. And we're really very proud to have offered that. And to the point where some people have said it's been life-saving. They've decided against suicide because they had this community to support them. So
that's incredible.
It's very moving.
Absolutely. Well, I can also say something similar to that about how we as artists served our community. But first, we'll go to Eileen. I mean, I know that you referred to just sort of the incredible need that Listen needed to respond to in the last year, and maybe just as you're talking about what Listen did, I'm just curious if there are exciting sort of silver lining changes to Listen's programming that were revealed that will carry on post-pandemic. If you don't mind me putting you on the spot like that.
I live to be put on the spot.
All right.
I think, because of the number of people we reach, I literally have hundreds of stories. And I believe that because we treat individuals with such incredible dignity, they're very quick to be grateful. I think when you shame people who are in need, they get standoffish, and I don't blame them, but we consider them our guests and our clients. And so we get notes and emails and stuff. Thank you. So I think the one I'd bring up, which we had to change. So in answer your question of what did we have to change, we've done holiday baskets for the December holiday season, and families and church groups or civic organizations would adopt a family, and you would hear that you had an 8-year-old girl and a 10-year-old boy, and you would buy winter clothing and a couple of toys. Well, we didn't want people shopping. And so we sort of pivoted the way everybody else has been doing for the last 15 months. And we said, well, we're gonna give gift cards. And I think some of the interesting stuff is we usually have 250 people or families that say, I need help to make sure that we have a festive dinner and some presents for the holidays. This year we had 420.
Wow.
So we needed to pull together enough gift cards to various stores, and many of them gave us breaks, and many of them, the co-op just gave us food cards. I mean, there were people just incredibly generous. People were giving us money to buy those gift cards. And I'm incredibly proud of the fact that we were able to give food gift cards and gift cards so people could buy presents for their children to all 420 people and families who requested help. And I get this incredibly lovely note back from a woman. I'm going to call her Sally. Her name is not Sally. And she said, I have never needed help before, but this year I needed help, and Listen was there for me. And I would not have had presents under the tree for my children if Listen hadn't been there for us. So thank you for making our Christmas a real Christmas. And I will be there for Listen when I can be there for you again. So those things I find incredibly personal and touching, because it reflects people's gratitude and appreciation.
Eileen, that's wonderful. That's such a great story. I mean, to take care of all of that need is really remarkable. We have a couple minutes left, and I just want to check in about what Rebels did the last year. Obviously, putting on a live show, selling out 800 seats in Lebanon Opera House was not an option in 2020. But this was mentioned in the previous live stream from I think the Monadnock region. Another arts organization talked about how the need for the arts when people are home and isolated was profound, and people just trying to access as much sort of free artistic content as possible, even create art. And so we decided to make a short animated film. It's called The Christmas Rebels, All Shall Be Well Again. It's 17 minutes long. And we actually partnered with another nonprofit based in New Hampshire called Salt Project, which is based in Keene. And they have actually won Emmy Awards for their work. And it was an incredibly exciting opportunity for us. So we turned something that was hard and disappointing into something that we hope was wonderful for everybody. And we know that we believe that about 3,000 people, the same number of people who went to Lebanon Opera House in 2019, actually saw our film, and the reaction to it was wonderful. And we just also learned that we actually have an audience that goes far beyond the Upper Valley in New Hampshire. We had people watching this film from all over the country. So it was an incredible opportunity for us to grow our audience, and we hope to hang on to them moving forward. I do want to just say one thing. There was a comment that came in on Facebook from Anna Birch. She says NH Gives is awesome, and I don't think I could say it better. She says that she gave to Beaverbrook and Hollis, Star Island, and Friends in Action. Thanks to everyone for the matching funds. What a motivator! That is so true. I mentioned earlier that there are several other matching opportunities coming. You can find out on nhgives.org. And the Upper Valley match is at 3:00 p.m. So if you're interested in donating to Spark or Ava or Listen or Rebels or any of the others, several dozen Upper Valley nonprofits participating today, consider that 3 p.m. opportunity because that is the one that can possibly help us the most. I think that maybe wraps it up. What do you guys think? Any final words from any of you?
Parting thoughts is no matter if you're an arts organization or a service organization, whatever organization that you believe in, it helps everyone in the community. when you keep the nonprofit sector alive and well. That's what draws people to live in this community. That's what draws people to want to be a part of this community, is because we have such a caring and a rich cultural, and I don't know what to call it, but it's an esprit de corps here in the Upper Valley. We're in the boonies, but we're strong, and we help each other and we stick together. So anything you do help.
Boonies, Heidi.
I feel like it's the boonies, but I love it. I'm here by choice, and I think most everyone here is. So there's a reason for that, and it's the support that we constantly get from our donors and our volunteers that keeps it going. So thank you.
Love it, Heidi. I think those are perfect closing thoughts. So, so thank you, New Hampshire Gives, for giving the Upper Valley a little spotlight today, and
Yes.
Thank you to everybody who was supporting New Hampshire Gives with their donations. 5 o'clock will be here soon, so if you haven't donated yet and you're still thinking about it, please go ahead and consider making a donation soon. We really appreciate your support.
We're almost at 2.5 million.
There we go.
Yes.
Thank you
All right,
guys
we
so
have some
much.
Thank you,
more
everyone.
clips from Upper Valley nonprofits. So, so see what some of our colleagues are doing for the next half hour or so.